Welcome back, everybody, to more Umineko When They Cry. God. I think I need to change my opinion on Chapter 3. I've gone on record and stated that I think Chapter 3 is one of the worst chapters, but maybe I should reread it. Because, honestly speaking, that... I just... The one who searches for the We're just gonna continue as I cry after this recording session. And you're the same, aren't you? Yes, the similarity, if you couldn't tell by the ponytails, similarities are striking. I think the overall message is don't worry about what's actually the truth. Because honestly speaking, the truth doesn't matter. Just like the epitaph is teaching us a lesson that maybe 07 is trying to subvert the idea of mystery novels by stating that it doesn't really matter whether or not what you believe. The journey is really the experience. I give up anything to learn what that was. Does the Witch of Truth expect to be given the truth? If I told you that so-and-so was the truth, would you really just accept whatever I said? No, I wouldn't. Because Angie has been given that truth already. She has physically seen when a witch gives her the truth that she's been looking for, and it scarred her. It destroyed her, literally. And it made Bernkastell one of the most hated characters ever. Hell, up until this chapter, I was holding out saying that it was Feathering doing that, but all of that, God. It definitely wasn't the truth. Sometimes other people try to mislead us by claiming that they know the truth, but a real Witch of Truth must continue to pursue a single truth without being led astray. That's why you can't accept fake truths that Butler's son tried to force on you. And maybe, just maybe, Bernkastell too. You care about finding the one real truth more than anything. God. Because maybe the truth doesn't matter. It's hard hard watching her like this. No one can tell you. After all, you can only find the truth if you do it yourself. Angie. That kind of thought process is what led to the end of Chapter 7. If you blindly accept what someone is telling you, even if it's stated in red, who's to say that that person's not giving you a false truth? Okay, never mind then. I guess we're just going to. I guess we're back on all this. Oh, hi. If it's a question of how the truth can be reached, I can show you the way. That's right. Never said that what you saw was the truth. You yelled out and interrupted and stopped me from saying any more. I knew it. This is all truth, of a sort, but not necessarily true. That's what I was about to say. I did want to test you. You have a really sick, fucking twisted way of testing people. I don't trust her. The truth can betray you sometimes. In fact, there are times when it shows itself as the thing you desire least. That fragment I showed you was probably the worst one you could possibly imagine. However, if you lack the strength and the courage to withstand even something like that, then you aren't fit to reach the truth. The last time I trusted Bernkastell was never. But she has a point. I gotta side with Bernkastell a little bit on this. If that's one truth in a multiple sea of truths, if you're not willing to accept the worst case scenario, like literally the absolute shittiest ending, then what hope have you of finding the real truth? I could imagine Bernkastell, under the guise of Rika, during Higurashi had to go through the worst possible truth of Rika's friends murdering and slaughtering each other over and over again. Her mother, her father just being killed over and over again. She was forced to go through all of that to accept that no one's coming home. If Angie, who's really only been through a couple of these arcs, isn't willing to have the worst of the absolute worst, then how far is she willing to go? Is she just gonna give up? It's a fucked up lesson. Don't get me wrong. Bernkastell, you are a bitch for doing this. For showing one of the worlds, not once, but twice, with the added salt of Baller being the culprit this time to Angie. Twice! So one of two possibilities exist. Bernkastell is still evil and she's just fucking with Angie, or she's not evil, she's neutral, and she's trying to give Angie a lesson. A lesson that she needs to accept any possibility, even if it's not ideal. Your resolve will not falter. I'm indifferent on what this truth could be. The only thing I can rely on is the path that Bernkastell can show me. Right. About trusting Bernkastell. Sure. No. She's either telling the truth, or she's bullshitting her. And considering I have never, in my entire time playing this game, trusted Bernkastell for a nanosecond, she's probably bullshitting her. That, or Bernkastell is truly one of the most neutral characters in the whole series. That, honest to God, is working on a higher plane than anyone. The only person that can really understand her is Lambda Delta. That's really it. Really it. The only person that understands her is Lambda Delta. Yeah, what power are you talking about? Oh. Even if Bernkastell turns out to be evil, you can take a lot away from what she's talking about. Like, even if she's the worst person ever, taking this out of... taking her quotes, honestly, it can say a lot. Because here's the thing, we don't know if Bernkastell's lying or not, and even if she is, it's based on the situation. The fragment you showed me in the Dark Theater was there to open my eyes. Are we going to accept this, though? Am I willing to give Bernkastell the benefit of the doubt? For now, yes. For the narrative of the story and for Angie's sake, I'm willing to put aside some differences on what Bernkastell has done if it bettered Angie and she's going into this game forward like that. I cannot forgive Bernkastell for what she's done up to this point. She is a very evil character. But it's neutral evil at best. Honestly, I don't know. Because one of two things is a possibility. Either Either you do not trust her in any way, shape, or form, and nothing that anyone could ever say can tell you otherwise. Which, if it turns out that she's lying, it means that you were right the whole time. If it turns out she wasn't lying and she was trying to look out for Angie in this twisted, cruel way, then it can be looked at as stubborn. Honestly, both truths exist. Because the other possibility is that Bernkastell is actually a good character, a good guy, and that Dark Theater was there to just teach her a lesson. The question is, what is right and what is wrong? Does right and wrong actually matter? I don't think it's in any way, shape, or form stubborn to think one way or another. Hell, for the whole fucking game, I've been stubborn on a couple of things. When it comes to Bernkastell, There's really only two ways to go about it. And honestly speaking, there's no real answer. Because you either believe one thing, in which case it is truth for you, or you believe another thing, which is truth for you. Honestly, both truths exist. Hell, I outright mentioned my Psychiatrist theory. Yeah, I'm probably stubborn on that theory because I've been shown so many so many different possibilities with someone who has disagreed with me. Multiple people, I believe. You know. So it's really up to you guys in the comments on what you believe. So, every theory is correct. That's for you to find out yourselves. That's honestly the message of Umineko When They Cry as a whole. Honestly speaking, if you believe in something, and you believe that that is the right answer, you shouldn't be closed off to having people discuss it. But I mean, if that's your truth, then that's your truth. Because there are going to be some people that think that Bernkastell is a really good character, that she has taught Angie a better thing, and she was looking out for Angie the whole time. On the other side of the coin, there are going to be people who believe that Bernkastell is the evilest character in the whole series, and everything she says is a lie, and she's trying to mislead everyone. Honestly speaking, it doesn't matter which one is true. Everyone has their own truth. My truth, your truth, everyone. And yeah, I'll admit it, I'm stubborn on my truth. I think we're all stubborn on our own truths. I think that's the best way to talk about it. Is that we realize that once we have found the truth, it should be discussed. And while not one single truth is perfect, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a truth. I think that's the lesson of this game. Is that it's a murder mystery novel series, but unlike other murder novel series that are in books that you can find on the shelves, I think 07 is drawing a bigger lesson here. That no matter what you read, as long as you find your answer, as long as you believe in one thing, that honestly speaking, as long as it's a logical answer, it works. I mean, every answer has holes in it. I was so stubborn on Dark Bottler theory up until Chapter 5. But I could argue all the way up through Chapter 4 that Dark Bottler theory was a thing. And it was a truth for me until I was shown evidence and I was given logic and reason to change my answer. And now it's Psychiatrist. And now I'm waiting for the next evidence and everything. I think that's a happy note to end on. Is every theory out there is correct. There's not really a wrong theory. Yeah, some things don't match together, but I mean, every chapter has its own theories and its own ending. Chapter 1 could end perfectly with the Dark Bottler theory. Chapter 2, like that whole thing could end with the Psychiatrist. Chapter 3, God, Chapter 3 definitely Eva being the culprit. It definitely works. And then Chapter 4, again, Dark Bottler, because he's the only one left alive, but even then, you know, Psychiatrist also works. And then there's so many others. You know, what if George or Rosa was the killer? Rosa was going around with a gun all of Chapter 2. Who's not to say that she may have been an accomplice? Who's not to say that there were different characters working with each other? And that's what I'm going to end on. I encourage you guys to find your own logic and your own reason. Even if the series says that it's this person, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is that person. Because if I know 07, it's not always that simple. There might be a deeper meaning, or a deeper truth. A truth that no one's thought of, or a truth that a lot of people thought on. And honestly, whatever truth that you guys in the comments come up with, that's your truth. Now, the big question is whether Bernkastell is lying or not. That's what we're going to end on. So, we're going to end things off here. I'm going to continue in the next video. So until then, guys, I'll see you guys then.